Despite the fact that there is no shortage of rideshare drivers suggesting that the business does not pay much, that drivers are not happy, perhaps folks are just complaining for the sake of complaining. Are rideshare drivers actually secretly quite happy with the profession and not letting on? I want to show you something. What up, folks? Once again, it is indeed your boy Tim with another ride sharing video. Now, this comes from an Insider article titled, "A boomer Uber driver made over $100,000, but lost $80,000 to expenses and commissions. He shares why he plans to keep driving." Yikes. Now, this driver in this article, as you see pictured here, suggested he earned $100,000 gross, 6 figures. But after expenses, he's only bringing home $20K. But you notice he has a smile on his face, still wearing the Uber hat indeed, while stating he plans to continue driving. My humble opinion, I think this sounds pathetic, but I want you to hear the actual details of what this driver is doing, and perhaps you can make an opinion maybe different from my own. Let me know in the comments what you think, but I don't know about this one, folks. Check this out. Now, he's driving a 2016 Kia Forte or something like that, if I believe the article read correctly. But listen to the gist of it. Since 2016, the 66-year-old has put over 410,000 miles on the vehicle, more than 90% of which came while driving for Uber, he told Business Insider. Now, shout out to Business Insider, by the way. This is a media publication, news media corporate, whatever, that they do bring some really good articles, and they, I believe, give it to you the way we actually know it exists. So I do want to give a shout out to media corporations like Business Insider. But 410,000 miles on a 2016 vehicle. So the vehicle's 8 years old. Most likely he has indeed paid for the vehicle, assuming he purchased it new. Let's say he bought it 2016 and 2019, 2020, when it was only 4 years old, he would still have a payment on that. At 410,000 miles on the odometer, that car ain't worth shit. That car is probably not even worth $1,000. 410,000 miles, who the fuck wants to buy that? So he's put 410,000 miles on a vehicle while admitting he's only bringing in $20,000 after expenses. But in my opinion, it actually gets worse. But once again, this guy has a smile on his face, still wearing an Uber hat. Maybe I'm seeing things wrong. Let me know in the comments. In a typical week, Saran works between 50 and 60 hours. He drives between 7:30 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. every weekday except Wednesday, his day off. Keeps the same schedule on Saturdays and then works between 11:30 a.m. and 5:30 p.m. on Sundays. In his 7 years as a driver, he's completed over 26,000 trips. You ever heard of the phrase, "this is a success story"? This sounds like one rooted in failure, in my humble opinion. He's working 6 days a week, 50 to 60 hours per week, and he's bringing home $20,000 after expenses. I would submit to you, you could do that on any burger flipping job. 50 to 60 hours a week, that means every check you get has 10 to 20 hours of overtime on it. I am a huge fan, a big proponent of flexibility. I do prefer ride sharing, gig economy, for the simple fact we do get to pick and choose our hours and things like that. But if you're working 60 fucking hours a week, how much flexibility do you really have? You're essentially working all the day that you're awake. I don't see a lot of flexibility in that. Yeah, no one can tell you it's lunchtime now, take it specifically between these hours, or it's break now. But at the end of the day, you're working so many fucking hours. I don't see a lot of benefit in terms of flexibility when you're doing 60 hours a week and you're working 6 damn days per week. I just don't see it. At the same time, you're not accumulating anything. No vacation time, no seniority. You're not paying into Social Security. I don't get it. I appreciate the flexibility. Like I stated, I'm an individual that certainly enjoys that. But I work part-time. I have a day job. I don't see any benefit to doing 60 hours a week and bringing home $20,000 fucking dollars and then taking pictures with a fucking smile on your face. Where am I getting this wrong? Somebody let me know, am I not seeing the bright side that actually exists? But in conclusion, this guy keeps it up by saying the pros are the money I earn, what the fuck, and the people I meet along the way. Saran said of Uber driving in Virginia, the cons are the time it takes to keep track of all the expenses. So he's similar to most of us in rideshare, and he likes to drive. The pros are the people I get to meet along the way. Now, the guy is 66, so he is a senior citizen, most likely living off of some sort of a retirement income on the top of the money he's making from Uber, because at the end of the day, you took a 2016 and trashed it with 410,000 miles. Like I stated earlier, if he didn't purchase that car new, if he purchased it 3-4 years into its life, he may still have payments on that. And at $410,000 or 410,000 miles on the odometer, he ain't just upside down. He has a worthless vehicle in terms of resale. Who the hell's going to buy a car with 410,000 miles on the odometer for anything more than about $500? So he's trashed the car. But he's responding to the Business Insider article stating that one of the pros of rideshare driving is the money he makes, while admitting he's bringing home 1/5 of his gross. Make it make sense, folks. Where am I missing out on this? Does this not sound ridiculous to you? Like I stated before, there is a term called a success story. This sounds like the opposite of that. You're bringing home 1/5 of your income after expenses. You're working 50 to 60 hours per week. You're doing this shit 6 days a week and destroying vehicles in the process. Where is the bright side of this story at? Why does he have a smile on his hat? I would submit to you that even though he's on the front of a news story wearing an Uber hat, I don't think Derek Khosrowshahi, the CEO of Uber, will want to touch this shit with a 10-foot pole. Because the details of this story makes Uber look like a shitty outfit to work for. You think Derek Khosrowshahi wants to brag about, hey, come work for Uber, you'll earn a 6-figure salary, but you're only bringing home 20K of it, and you're going to have to work 50 to 60 hours a week, 6 days a week? This story makes Uber look horrible, but this man is smiling about it. Now, oftentimes when you see folks in these situations and they're cheesing and they're talking about how great it generally is retirees. Folks who have some type of retirement income coming in, Social Security, whatever the case may be. So they're not living solely off of Uber. And they're, for the most part, doing it for entertainment purposes, as opposed to sitting around the house, hanging around a wife you don't want to spend time with, or, listening to the grandkids making all kinds of damn noise up and down the street. You can actually get in a vehicle and drive around and meet people. This is why you see on a Monday or Tuesday night a bunch of the hole-in-the-wall bars in your neighborhood loaded with... This is those type of guys. I don't want to go home and spend time with the wife, so I'd rather be at a bar or something like that until she goes to bed, and then they come home, and that's how that kind of works. This guy probably is in a situation like that, where he's driving rideshare for entertainment purposes. But I gotta mention that he actually stated one of the pros of ridesharing is the money he makes. I don't see where there's any money in this. You are literally destroying a vehicle for $20,000 in a year. I just don't get it. I mean, $20,000 is exactly $10 an hour. That's exactly $10 an hour, which is why I stated any burger flipping gig in 2024, if you're willing to devote 50 or 60 hours a week to it, you're going to make more money than he makes, and you're not going to be putting 410,000 miles on your car. You can go get that job up the fucking street. You may be able to walk to that and make more money than he's making. Somebody let me know in the comments the good side of this story, the upside that yours truly is missing. Tell me where am I getting it wrong? Am I hammering this guy for no damn reason at all? Because this sounds awful to me. As I stated, I don't even think Uber would want to take this story, which the individual picture sounds like he's quite positive about rideshare. I don't think they would even want to tell you his story, because in my opinion, it sounds really bad. Who the hell wants to take something like that on? 50, 60 hours a week to make $20,000 a year. Let your boy know in the comments. As always, smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.